his cousin, Lieutenant Count Peter von Biederstein. Stefan opened his eyes and stared back at him, more like a very wise old man than a helpless infant. They looked at each other for a long time, and suddenly Benno had the sensation that the child was trying to tell him something. He was gazing at him intently, as if he wanted to get to know Benno as much as Benno wanted to know him. Then he yawned, as if to say, "You'll do." "Hello, son," Benno said. Stefan started to cry. "Bless his little heart," Nurse Bauer exclaimed. "He's telling us he's hungry." But Benno knew differently. Stefan had just assured him that, whatever the truth, he considered him his father. In the months that followed, the nurse and Viktoria found it almost impossible to keep Benno out of the nursery. "It's amazing," he said. "Even his hair and eyes are like mine. And look at the way he curls his fingers, just like I do. But of course it's natural that he should resemble his father. Steffi, say hello to Papa." The baby gurgled, and Benno cried, "Did you hear that? He said Papa." It was then Viktoria finally decided never to reveal to Benno that he was not Stefan's natural father. The most important thing was that he and Stefan believed they were father and son. But deep in her heart she knew she was doing them all a wrong, because for the rest of their lives they would be living a lie, and one day that lie would find them out. Chapter 1. Under the Brandenburg Gate they marched that wintry Monday evening of 30 January 1933, rank upon serried rank of brown-uniformed SA and black-uniformed SS men, the black insignia of the swastika within a white circle upon their blood-red armbands, and the gigantic standards borne before them, triumphantly celebrating Adolf Hitler's appointment as Chancellor of Germany. Drums rolled, trumpets blared, and blazing torches were brandished in the air. In steady tempo, burnished black boots goose-stepped over the cobbled roadway, thousands of them hour after hour after hour, while the crowds that packed the pavements raised their arms high in the Nazi salute, roaring deliriously, "Sieg Heil, Sieg Heil, Sieg Heil." On the balcony of the Hotel Quadriga, Viktoria Jochum-Kraus turned up the collar of her sable coat against the bitter night air, so that it framed her pale face, crowned with a coronet of golden braids, a face too square for conventional beauty, but with a perfection entirely of its own, with its blue eyes, long straight nose, determined jaw, and wide mouth. Apprehensively she stared down at the flaming torches moving like a river of fire over streets of molten snow. The voices of the stormtroopers were raised in the Horst Wessel song. Raise high the flags, stand rank on rank together, stormtroopers march with steady, quiet tread. That's what they sang the night they broke up Emmy's last concert at Café Jochum, Louisa muttered. For as long as I live I shall hate that song. She clutched Viktoria's arm. How many of them are there? Viktoria glanced sympathetically at her sister. 6 years her junior, Louisa was tall and slim like herself, but with a mass of auburn hair and huge green eyes in a white, heart-shaped face. However, before she could say anything, her father-in-law announced portentously,
"I would estimate that there are well over 2 million stormtroopers in the whole of Germany."
Viktoria cast him a malevolent look. One of Germany's wealthiest industrialists, Baron Heinrich von Kraus zu Essen, was a giant of a man, weighing at least 20 stone, with a florid face and small eyes behind gold-rimmed spectacles. Leaning on a stick, he threw the butt of his cigar contemptuously into the crowd.
"Bolsheviks, like your cousin Olga Meyer, don't stand a chance against them."
"And us," Louisa whispered. "What sort of chance do we stand?" Viktoria squeezed her hand comfortingly.
"Doesn't it make you feel proud to be a German?"
Benno asked. Of slim build, with waving brown hair and brown eyes, Benno was more Biederstein than Kraus in appearance, but although he bore scant physical resemblance to his father, his mind still worked in the Kraus pattern. Viktoria could almost read his thoughts. This display of military strength